I gotta wait. How long I gotta wait for a press record?
Go.
Welcome to the shed, where Miss Dreme always has a story.
I'm Dreme, a black woman with many beautiful interconnecting identities. A few I will name at this moment as we get started on this podcast journey together. A Bostonian, born and raised in the inner city, Dorchester and Roxbury neighborhoods, to a teenage single mother who has my whole heart. An educator, I've been working with youth and children since my teenage years, and formally, I have been teaching almost a decade now. That's wild to think about. An entrepreneur, I am the founder of The Chair, a black and brown centered tech platform dedicated to supporting people on their hair journey, where you can design hairboards, connect to hairstylists, and share hair care tips for a more joyous experience. I have a workable site, my prototype. It took me 2 years to build, and now I'm on this adventure that you're currently on with me. My goal for this podcast is to share stories, black stories, educator stories, entrepreneurship stories, and hair stories. I want you to leave each episode with the opportunity to gain new insight, just a glimpse into my world or the worlds that are featured on my podcasts, a little chuckle during your day or night, possibly a little anger to encourage you to advocate for justice, and hope to continue learning and dreaming. So come in and listen to the beautiful voices in the chair as they share their stories, starting with me.
Where we share stories in the chair.
So everybody, this is Davinia. Davinia, how would you introduce yourself?
You want me to just give my name or you want me to give a little tidbit?
Whatever makes you feel good.
So I'm going to do a little tidbit. I am Davinia Cordette. I am a black Chicagoan through and through, south side, best side, low end, no end. One of Dreme's best friends. I am a daughter. I am a sister. I am an educator. I am a friend. I am a lover. I am ecstatic daily to wake up as a black woman. I do identify as a woman. I'm using she, her pronouns, and they pronouns do not mess with me whatsoever. I am like a woman of God, but we can always break that down to not being super, super religious, but just throwing that out there. And I am a believer of it's a good day to have a good day. That's the quote that I live by. And also, I am down to get into ASMR at any point to dreamer. It can get real sexy in here if you wanted to.
Everybody, that is Davinia for you. So I wanted to start with talking about how you got into the education space. Davinia and I met in college, and Davinia majored in English. She's a beautiful writer.
Thank you, Dreme.
When we were younger, Davinia and I, we talked about education, but when we both started, we didn't plan on getting into education, but we're here now. And so how did you get to where you are in your educational world?
I think it started just like working with kids and babysitting kids when I was younger a little bit, sowing that seed unintentionally, because I was very certain when I went to college that I wanted to be a lawyer. I was like, okay, I want to go law. I minored in law at Lake Forest, just to even kind of show you how like serious I was about it. I was like, okay, I at least want to start taking these classes. Our school had a good 5-6 year program with another school to knock it out. So I was looking at that. And then as I was taking law classes and I was thinking about, okay, like, what do I really want to do? College is a hell of a commitment. And I think that the more sure you are, the better, especially for the amount of money we paid to go to school. What do I really want to do? So on and so forth. And as classes went on, I think subconsciously experiencing the allure of Dr. Judy Dozier inspired me a lot. And then I kind of switched back because I was like, I could do English and I could do this for a long time. I could really stick in here and make this a thing. And then I was like, I think I want to teach. I think I would want to be a teacher. And I think we went to a PWI that had like what, 2, 3, maybe black professors, one woman black professor.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh no, I want to fill in that gap. No matter where I go in education, I want to fill in that gap and I want to be that. And I just switched over. And I was like, no, I think I could do teaching or something of that nature. And I just switched over. And I wouldn't turn back by far.
With Professor Judy Dozier, do you have a core memory that you think about or a lesson that she taught that swims around in your mind when you think about her?
In college, she took us on our first field trip. She took us to see this play downtown. And I wish for the life of me I remember what play it was. It was just very black and it was just very artistic. It was just beautiful. The whole production was beautiful. She met my mom. And I remember I brought my mom to the play, and my mom was so excited to meet Dr. Dozier. And then my mom met Dr. Dozier, and I remember being like, oh no, my world is complete. At that time, two of the most important black women in my life are meeting. But I also remember in a very fun and just beautiful way, and I don't know, it kind of just made me emotional a little bit. I remember I was going through a hard time in college and I didn't really express it, which I don't think is unfounded. College students are like, oh no, I'm good. Actually, I'm drowning. But I wasn't doing the best and I had turned in the paper. So to know Dr. Dozier, to know that she does request and require excellence, but also will give you the tools to be the excellent person she's asking you to be. So it's very well rounded. And she called me in the office. Everybody's papers had got handed out. Where's my paper? And she was like, Tiffany, I want to talk to you about your paper. I was like, oh my gosh. Nobody wants to be the last paper.
Oh, no.
And she called me in her office and she didn't even mention the paper first. She was like, tell me what's going on. I was like, oh, Dr. Dozier, I'm kind of bit. She's like, Tiffany, tell me what's going on. Okay, I'm actually having a hard time with this. I haven't been able to keep up with this. Things are kind of like just started talking and I might have cried a little bit. And I was like, Dr. Dozier, how'd you know that something was going on? She was like, I read the paper. Tiffany, you at the minimum are a B+ writer. Maybe B- on the paper. Maybe. If I graded this paper fully, I would have given you a D or an F on it. And I was like, oh. And I remember her going, so when I read it, I knew something was wrong. And it was such a clear indicator to her, but also such a beautiful way for somebody to see me and go, I know something's wrong because this is not your best. And this is damn near not even good. It's a bad paper. And you don't even write bad papers. So something must be wrong. But to be seen like that and be sought out and to be so intentional, and she let me rewrite that paper. She gave me a week and she let me rewrite that paper. And I rewrote the paper and she gave me a B- on it. I knew it wasn't going to be like all the way at an A. Like I knew I can't even remember. I probably hadn't even read the book of shit all the way. But I rewrote the paper and she gave me a B-. And she was like, but that's what I mean. Even with the extra time, she was like, but Davinia, ask for what you need. Had you needed extra time, I would have given you extra time. But don't turn in any more papers like this. Like, ask for what you need and I'll give it to you. And I'm Dr. Dozier Hive. So we should have came up with our name. What would we have been? The Judettes, but we didn't call her Judy. So we would have been the Doziers. I'll think of it later, but we'll come back to it. She would have loved that, a little group name.
And so you are now an educator in the Montessori space. And
yes,
thinking about the story you just told about Dr. Dozier, how do you feel like you are intentional with getting to know your students?
Great question. Dreme, you're so deep. You know what? The best way to get to know somebody is to just listen to them. And kids, all they want you to do is listen to them, even when they're not talking. They're kind of like writing and they look up and they hope that somebody's seeing, in their own ways. But the way I made it intentional, making sure that the kids know that they can bring their full self to me because I'm going to bring my full self to them. So being open and being transparent and saying when I'm having a hard day or saying when I'm having an amazing day and telling them why. And obviously within the grounds of like professionalism, but they're like, what are you doing when you go home? And I'm like, my best friend surprised me with a concert ticket. What are you doing when you go home? And I'm like, that mutual ability to say, hey, this is who I am, I think is important. But also letting my kids talk uninterrupted is the most important thing I would say. Letting them just talk about what they're doing or what they're thinking is so important. Listening to them uninterrupted paying attention to the things that light them up or don't, and letting them know that I see them. I think people want to be seen, and people want to know they're seen. And I love my kid. I'm the mama. I love my kids. I'm the mama, and they know me, and I know them. It's like a very mutual, consensual, I want to tell you about myself. And I love that from them, and I love that they get that from me. I love them damn kids, girl. I'll get emotional.
Well,
Go ahead, Drew. I'm looking away deeply out of the window.
Where we share stories in the chair.
look, it's my commercial. We will be right back.
It's more than just a bad hair day. It's a journey. Finding the right hairstyle isn't easy, nor is finding the right stylist or the right products. Looking in every corner of the web gets messy, overwhelming, and exhausting. All the ads, the articles, the products, the videos, it shouldn't be this hard, but it is. And now, it isn't. The Chair. A black and brown centered platform where you can design hairboards, connect to hairstylists, and share hair care tips for a new, joyful path on your hair journey. Avoid the clutter, save yourself hours, months, and even years of research and poor trial and error. Everything you need and only what you need is in one place. Hairboards made by people like you, for you. Find the right products, the right people, the right answers for you, stress-free. Join the Chair community and make every day a great hair day. When you share your pain, you allow others to help you. And when you share your success, you help others get theirs. Lean on the Chair. We got you. No stress, no strife. In the chair. The chair. The chair. All right.
You, of course, highlight the beauty of being a black woman. And we, the two of us, have definitely talked in super detail about our hair. And you were at the very beginning of my journey when I started building the chair, when it was just a thought and I just had ideas and it was a bunch of sticky notes all over my floor and things like that. And so I wanted to ask you about your hair journey, about when was the first time you believe you fell in love with your hair?
Oh, beautiful question, beautiful woman, beautiful idea with the chair. Just, God is so good and abundant. I remember first falling in love with my hair when I had some braids in. I was like a habitual getting my hair braided. Didn't play. Didn't all that new growth that the girls were 14 inches of new growth, and no shame to the people. We was in there. When it was time to get my hair done, essentially that's what I'm saying. Round the clock we kept the braids in. And I used to be so in love with how the new growth would be wavy. And I would touch that and I would rub it, not letting it go, just stuck there. I like my natural hair a lot. And I always knew I liked it. I had a perm, like a lot of black girls did from when I was younger. And the thing is that my hair was never thick enough to handle a perm. It was never thick enough to go, because a perm is harsh. So my hair was never thick enough to last the harshness of a perm. And I was in high school, going from grade school to high school, and I was like, I want to grow out my natural hair. I want to grow out the perm. So I did braids to just kind of minimize how much I would have to cut, essentially, because I knew I didn't want to cut it short. It was already short. In high school, I remember, and then I remember the moment that my fro had got really big and my hair was really long, and I had waited all this time and been patient with these braids, and I was, y'all won't even be able to ask me the motherfucking time. I am sitting here with this hair on my head. It's healthy, it's soft, it's kinky, it's curly, it's coily, dare I say nappy. which I guess people are trying to act like it's a slur. White people have, anyways, I won't get into my politics, but white people, y'all know what y'all done. Y'all know what y'all done. Y'all will pay for your crimes. Sorry, Germ, I had to say it. But I just remember being like, oh my gosh, look at my hair. And I was just obsessed. I was obsessed with my fro. And it was, and the thing is that the fro is such a bold statement, even for black people. The fro is big for black people. It's one thing to be natural, it's one thing to have locks, which I currently have locks. It's another thing, braids, to have some plaits, hell, to just have a couple Queen Latifahs to the back. And happy pride, by the way. And then it's a whole nother thing to have an afro. The afro is the most nigga thing that you can do with your hair. Like, it's the most nigga, black people. It's the most intense black hairstyle. Actually, Jordan, that would be a good question. What do you think is like the most black hairstyle? And I would have to say it's a fro. And I felt so powerful in that. I was like, oh no, I'm one of one. I'm number one. I'm the only one. Like, I did. And I was in high school. But I also had a mother who was natural. So my mother had locks. My grandmother had a little fro when we were younger. I was really getting like a lot of positive influence on having natural hair anyways. It was in high school. It was beautiful. It was amazing. I miss my fro all the time. I don't miss the maintenance though. I don't.
Oh, and if you're interested to learn more about my experiences as a black woman and educator in Guangzhou, China, I wrote my first ebook titled Nowhere and Everywhere, Captured Emotions of a Beautifully Broken Love Story. It is on lulu.com. Take a read and see some beautiful photography of mine. Enjoy the rest of the show. So what made you decide to lock and start that journey?
So my mother had locks and I was obsessed with her hair. My mom's hair was all the way down her back. She would cut it the next week. It would be all the way back down her back. She did color. She did style. I mean, my mother showed me that locks were unlimited. And she was the first person I saw it with. I loved her hair. Pardon me. That's not a part of my ASMR. I was just yawning. I also was just, I like this style. It's still natural. There is less maintenance. I can still do what I want with my hair. I can always get creative. I can color, I can cut it or whatever, as I'm sitting here with colored hair. And I knew that I wanted to remain natural. I knew that I would need a style that was almost protective in its essence. And I knew I would need a style that wouldn't demand weekly maintenance of. When I had that fro, I was washing and conditioning my hair every week. And if I fall asleep too early, I got to re-wet my whole head. I didn't want anything else on that level. But I also knew locks is where I wanted to go because most kind of black girl experiences, I wanted my hair to look like my mama's hair. So, you know what I'm saying? My mama had really pretty hair and it was natural. And I was like, oh no, then I'm going to have really pretty hair. Okay. Pretty nose, pretty. So, okay. Dream, I won't lie. Pretty nose, pretty. And I wanted pretty hair like my mom's. And then I also didn't want hair, I guess, in general. I cannot speak for other people who are not black. Black hair in general is a laboring task. It's labor of love. It's labor of admittedly vanity, which I don't mind saying. I love when my hair looks amazing. And I love when people go, oh girl, oil still dripping down my motherfucking neck. Like I'm okay with that, but it's a labor of love, but it's laboring. And I wanted to cut down on that for sure. Cut down on that.
On your lock journey, you've had locks now how many years?
Child, 12 years. God has been good to me for 12 years through this hair. Baby, we can do it.
Out of the 12 years, do you have a favorite lock style or time period? When I graduated, so Davinia is a year younger than me. So when I graduated college, my grandmother flew up from Florida to come visit, and our college is in Illinois. And Davinia met my mother, my grandmother. She met a lot of my family. And at that time, she had blue locks. And my grandmother, to this day, every time she wants to ask how Davinia is doing, she goes, how's the woman with the blue hair? You know, the blue locks. And so that is the nickname that my grandmother has for Davinia. And so I think about that time period a lot. When you died, your entire head blew.
Oh gosh. What an exciting, just fun time with the blue hair. It was so fun. When I dyed my hair blue, that was the first time I had ever dyed my hair a day in my life. And go big or go home. And I was also terrified of the blue. I was like, oh my God, I really dyed my hair blue. People gonna see me with this blue hair. Like, I felt like that Disney character, the evil guy with the blue flame on his head. You know what I'm talking about.
Hades.
Ain't he the God of War?
Underworld.
Oh, never mind. Don't want to claim that. But I remember it fondly. I went to South Africa with that hair, and it was a statement, and it was bold, but it was fun. And I was just a little younger. It was exciting. So the colored hair was a fun time. I had gray hair at a point, and that was fun. But oh, it ate me alive. It ate my hair alive. It was like I didn't even know that my hair was a sacrificial lamb for the gray color, shall I say? But I'm gonna be honest with you. I went through in a very stereotypical way that I can't wait for my kids to hopefully not experience once I have kids. I went through I really want long hair. I had never had long hair that went down my back. I felt like I was stuck in the short black girl hair. It's almost like this fetish to have long hair almost. Oh, I want long hair. I don't see a lot of black women with long hair. Or I don't know anybody in my family with long hair. I went through that. But then when my locks went down my back, and they were down my back where I could reach my hand to the middle of my back and pull a lock, I was like, oh, I'm turned up. I love the length for my younger inner child. And then I love the length as just a grown woman. And then I remember I would get rods. I got rods in my hair one year for my birthday. And girl, it was a good set of fucking rods. I got them rods in my hair, and the rods were still sitting in the middle of my back. Curl, my hair was still sitting in the middle of my back. And I was like, oh no. Alexa, play Holy Grail. Turn it up. But I loved it. I was really pleased because I've always enjoyed long hair in general. And I was so happy that I was enjoying my long hair. And when I had them rods, baby, you could not have even asked me what city we were standing in, because I would have been like, do you see my motherfucking hair? So I would say the length was a really memorable time for me when I was like, oh, my hair is long. Okay, no, my hair is not like long by my standards. My hair is long in general. If somebody was like, oh, I saw a woman walking across the street, she had long hair, they would have to say that. And she was really pretty. They would have to say that too. Describe me right. I remember the length, and I remember the blue very fondly. I would say those 2 times.
Well, thank you, Davinia, so much for coming on to my podcast and sharing your stories in the chair.
No problem, Dreme. I am happy to come and sit in the chair at any time. All you gotta do is let me know, and I'll scurry on over to come and sit in the chair and talk. But I definitely hope you invite me back, Dreme. I hope that the people enjoy that ASMR. Maybe I'll start an OnlyFans. And I love you. I believe in you. You're dynamic. You're the one. There's never been another like you. When they cut you from the cloth, Dreme, they only had that piece. They only had that piece. And guess what? We all see it, and we love it, and we go look at Dreme. She is one of one. If you were doing something on the moon, Dreme, I would be packing my bags to get on a spaceship. I will go anywhere with you. I will follow you anywhere. And there's not an idea that you could bring forth that I won't believe in, that I won't invest in, and that I won't put my full faith in. I love you. Thank you. I believe in you, and I can't wait. And like I always like to say, Dreme, God is good to us. And on top of that, we're Black, Dreme. What a fucking win. What a win. Just 10 out of 10. Imagine not being Black. I'm so scared. Dreme, I love you. I believe in you. I love being a part of the chair. And don't forget my sexy little portion. I love you, Dreme. And this is Davinia Cordette signing out from the chair. And yes, I'm an Aries. Thanks for asking.
Welcome to the chair, where Miss Dreme always has a story.
Thank you for listening to an episode of The Chair. I, of course, would love your continued support. Let me know what you think of this episode by doing all the things. Subscribe, comment, and come back next week, every week. Enjoy the rest of your beautiful day. Or if you are like me, enjoy that moonlight and that one star under all your city lights. Love you. Talk to you later.
The chair.
How long I gotta wait for a press record?
Go.
We support her. Shit.
Do your...
Welcome to the chair, where Miss Dreme always has a story. Where we share